everybody.
Thank you.
Mr. P. Srinivasan Tallevaru and Pushpalata and Dilip Patel from LUGI and my dear friends. It's always a pleasure to address the LUGI members because they are all professional agents and they understand much more than the common agents that they understand, because the questions that they ask are not basic questions, but unless one is prepared, one cannot reply to those questions posed by LUGI members. So I have prepared myself for this topic. The topic is LIC's IPO, how to make it a grand success. First, I will start with a couple of things, like the first time announcement was made by Nirmala Sitharaman, our Honorable Finance Minister, in the Parliament during the budget speech of 2021, that the government intends to disinvest a portion of LIC. That was in 2021. But thereafter, immediately after a month or so, the pandemic broke, and for almost a year, nothing much could be done on that front by the government. But then it was not, this proposal was not put to the back burner, or it was not scrapped. Again, in the budget of 21-22, Mrs. Sitharaman again announced that we are going to take it forward. In the meanwhile, a lot of things were required to be done, because LIC is such a huge institution. It's not like a small company where the assets, liabilities are to be evaluated, the embedded values to be drawn, and a couple of things on accounting front were also required to be done. So it took really a lot of time for government to firm up its idea as to how to take forward the IPO of LIC. As a result of which, probably this is the only institution which featured in consecutively 3 budget speeches of the finance minister, because in 22-23 as well, the Honorable Finance Minister announced that shortly we are coming out with IPO of LIC. So LIC is probably the only institution of the government which appeared in 3 consecutive budget speeches of Honorable Finance Minister, and that is really creditable. Now, you may have in mind a couple of questions as to why it was necessary to disinvest LIC, or when the funds belong to policyholders, how is it that the government is claiming that they are owners of LIC, or whether going forward it will really benefit the policyholders or not, so on and so forth. I think by now these questions are put to rest. 2 reasons. One is government has made a couple of things clear. One is government has clearly said in Parliament, not once but more than once, that despite the disinvestment in LIC, Section 37, which guarantees the policyholders their sum of money, will continue to be there. Means Section 37 will not be invoked or removed. All of you know that under Section 37, the policyholders get government guarantee. So it will not be invoked or revoked. Second is, government has made it clear from time to time that government will continue to have major shareholding in LIC, means at least 51% of shares will be held in LIC all the time. These are the 2 specific important announcements made by Honorable Finance Minister on the floor of Parliament. The third is, there is a SEBI regulation, SEBI rule rather, by way of which once any company comes out with an IPO, in the next 5 years, they have to come out with follow-on public offer, which is called FPO. And in the 5 years, the owner's holding, means the promoter's holding, should come down to 75%. Meaning thereby that as far as LIC is concerned, although the initial sale may be of 5%, but going forward in the next 5 years, ownership of LIC by the government will come down to 75%. Means another 25% shares will be offloaded to the public. Public, I mean retail investors, high net worth individuals, domestic institutional investors, foreign institutional investors, so on and so forth. So this is the basic premise on which we'll take the issue forward. Now, whether it is good to divest a portion of LIC's ownership, in my opinion, when the company is doing so well, this is the right time when government should realize some amount of capital, which is called unlocking of capital. Everybody knows that capital has been pumped in LIC only by government, which was 100 crores earlier. Now it is over 6,000 crores. Now, unlocking capital means what? By selling it, offloading a portion of the capital in market, amount can be raised from all these investors, and that money can be used for developmental purposes. Now, developmental purposes means infrastructure projects are there, hospitals are there, so on and so forth. But in my opinion, although people have been questioning that this amount will be used for deficit financing, bridging the gap, that is not the purpose of this investment plan. This investment plan, whatever money is raised, is essentially reserved for developmental purposes, infrastructure building and all that. So having thought on that, government initially had a disinvestment target of 1,75,000 crores, which has been reduced to 78,000 crores. And out of 78,000 crores, government has already realized about 12,000 crores by disinvesting some of the companies which they had in mind. So about 60 to 65 crores is probably what government is looking at as raising of funds by disinvesting 5% of shares. Now, what is in the public domain? Only two things are in public domain. The first is the number of shares that are available to be subscribed by the public is 31.62 crores. You can note down these figures because they are very important for making some calculations. So 31.62 crores shares will be offloaded to public. Second is the embedded value of LIC is around 5.40 lakh crore. How embedded value is worked out, what it is, I will explain to you, but roughly what it means is the present value of the future profits through policies and net worth added together. So in short, it is anticipating how this company will earn profits and then working out on what is the present value of that, plus whatever is the net worth of the company. These added together gives you the embedded value. Don't go into the technical definition of it. What it means is this is the value of the company, and if at all 65,000 crores is to be realized by selling 31.62 crore shares, if you do simple mathematics, you will come to know that the price band which will be available will be about 2,000 to 2,200 rupees. Means every share will be available for between 2,000 to 2,200 rupees. Government has not announced it. It will be announced later. But as of now, we can roughly work out and estimate that it will be between 2,000 to 2,200 rupees. And bear it in mind that this is not a 1 rupee or 2 rupee share. It is a 10 rupee share. You may be knowing that State Bank of India's share is 1 rupee face value, and it is trading at 300, 400 rupees. So based on that, the share of LIC, which is at 10, if you discount it to 1 rupee, it will be, just imagine how much it will be. And that is a fair value that, in my opinion, which is worked out. Second is about market capitalization. What is market capitalization? Market capitalization is a product of number of shares available into the share price, which is listed on a stock market. Now, let us presume that LIC share gets listed only at the value at which it is offered. Still, the value, the LIC's market capitalization will go up to the extent of more than 10 to 12 lakh crores, which will be third highest market capitalized company in the present stock market. The first one being Reliance with about 17 lakh crores. The second as of now is TCS with about 14.50 lakh crores. And the third as of now is HDFC, which is about 8 to 9 lakh crores. But LIC's market capitalization will be much above the HDFC's market capitalization, and thereby it will be at least 10 to 12 lakh crores, which will be third in the in India on market capital, the stock market on market capitalization basis. Just imagine that if it gets listed as against 2000, suppose the listing goes at 3000, then the market capitalization will obviously go up in that proportion, and there is a likelihood that LIC will be the highest or the top company with highest market capitalization, crossing the Reliance also. Crossing Reliance or crossing TCS is only a matter of time, because with just 5% offloading, if the market capitalization is coming to 10 lakh, 12 lakh crores, another follow-on public offer whenever government will make of another 5%, another obviously 10, 12 lakh crores will come, and at that point of time, definitely this will be the largest market capitalized company in the stock market. There are two more things which are published in draft red herring prospectus. One is there will be 10% of the shares will be available to the policyholders as reserved quota, and 5% to the employees of the corporation, and they will be available at a discount of 5%. This is generally what happens. If it is at 2000 rupees, then every share probably for employees may get it at less by 100 rupees. So they will probably earn 100 rupees more on every share that they get as against what general public gets. Agents also had demanded that we also should be given some exclusive quota for subscription, but that has been turned down by SEBI. As a result of which there is no separate quota available for agents, but they can definitely apply from the open category or from the policyholders category, because most of them will be policyholders as well. You know that in order to subscribe for the shares, there are two things which are important from policyholders category. One is your policy must be linked to your PAN, and LIC has been publicizing during the last at least 6 months that you get your policy linked to your PAN. That had not happened in the past. Very easy. Go to the LIC site, linking of PAN. There is an icon. Go there. You will get an OTP, and your PAN will get linked. You will get a confirmation. That is the only thing that is required to be done to get an allotment which is reserved for the policyholders quota. If you do not want it from the policyholders quota, linkage is not required. It is not essential. But if you want, obviously that is necessary, because based on that, whether you are a policyholder, that will be verified. Second is having just a PAN linkage is not enough. We have got many policyholders who have never ventured into the equity market. So we have to ensure that they open their demat accounts. Motilal Oswal is one which helps in getting demat account. DP as is called, depository participant. And I also have got my account with Motilal Oswal. This is one I've got good experience. I'm not promoting or advocating. There are many such DPs. Sher Khan is there, Zerodha is there. So many. From whichever DP you want, you can get the account open. But bear it in mind that this has to be done before 28th of February. Another couple of days left. Because once the schedule is announced about when the offer will be made, so on and so forth, thereafter, it is not possible for LIC to check the records and find who are the policyholders and all that. So this linkage to the policy has to be done on or before 28th of February. So friends, this is one date which is important. You check up with your policyholders and see that everybody has got at least linkage to the policy. Whether to apply or not is subsequent thing, but at least if it is there, they may be in a position to get shares from the reserved category of policyholders. These are the basic things about this present IPO. We have got 37 lakh crore life fund. Now this life fund was never segregated between participating policies and non-participating policies. But it was necessary that this bifurcation was required to be made. And when it was made, it was found that 23 lakh crore life fund belongs to participating policies and 14 lakh crore life fund belongs to non-participating policies. To explain something about non-participating in our parlance of insurance is without profit policies, as we commonly say, or where guaranteed addition is there. They do not get bonus every year as is declared in case of participating policies. So this is the bifurcation which has been arrived at by Milliman, which is the actuarial firm which was assigned the job of doing valuation and finding embedded value. So they have done this. Now that was not enough. What was important is segregation of assets also to the participating policyholders and non-participating policyholders. So that has also been done. You may be aware that bonus is not guaranteed. What does it mean? Whatever bonus will be declared this year, there is no guarantee that same amount of bonus will be declared next year. That is what I mean. At the same time, if at all at some point of time, the valuation surplus, which is worked out year after year, you know about it, is less than what was declared earlier, the bonus rates which will be declared may come down as well. But for without profit policyholders, you must be knowing that there is a guarantee of sum assured. What does it mean? Means, take an example of our old policies, because why I'm telling you this, because these are policy numbers which I'm used to. Table number 11 and table number 14. So table number 11 was without profit endowment policy. If a 1 lakh policy is taken, means at any point of time, this 1 lakh is guaranteed. But for with profit policyholders, that is table 14, this 1 lakh plus bonus is not guaranteed. Means the bonus as and when will be declared will get attached to the policy. And once it is attached to the policy, it is guaranteed. But if it is not attached to the policy, it is not guaranteed. So this is the basic difference. So assets were also to be bifurcated. And when they were separated, obviously, whatever is assured for non-participating policies has to be taken care of first. And as a result of which, the proportion of number of policies or the liability on liability side between participating and non-participating was in the ratio of say 70 to 30 roughly. But when assets were bifurcated, 60 went to participating and 40 went to non-participating. 60 is to 40. As a result of which, the participating policyholders' asset base is slightly less than what has come to the non-participating policyholders. And this was one reason, one major reason why the embedded value, this is something which you might have read somewhere, that in just 6 months, the embedded value which was announced by Milliman as 95,000 crore, 95,000 crore went up to 5.40 lakh crore in just 6 months. There may be some questions raised. How is it that the embedded value went up almost 5 times or more than 5 times in a span of just 6 months? The answer to this is there are two reasons for that. One, as I said, after the bifurcation was made, rather before the bifurcation was made, whatever was the profit of non-participating policies as well, that used to be shared by the with profit policyholders, because there was no separate fund accounting for with profit and without. So whatever was generated, 95% of that used to go to participating policies, 5% used to go to government. Two things going forward, it will be 10% which will go to the shareholders and 90% to the participating policyholders. One. Second is, now since the asset and liability base has been bifurcated and separated, this is what happened in the last 6 months. It was found that the future profits will definitely be higher than the past profits, and the present value of that has been worked out accordingly, and hence the embedded value has gone up by more than 5 times. So two reasons. One is the share of shareholders in surplus will go up from 5% to 10%. This is one. Second is, after the assets and liabilities have been bifurcated between the participating and non-participating policyholders, the non-participating policyholders going forward will have higher share of profit. And obviously, since the profit from non-participating policies directly goes to the shareholders and not to the policyholders, which was going in the past, obviously shareholders going forward will get benefited because of this. So this is what is general understanding of why the embedded value went up from 95,000 crores to 5.40 lakh crores in a span of just 6 months. Let us look at one more parameter, whether the valuation of LIC is fair or not. All of you know that 3 life insurance companies have been listed in the past on stock exchange. One is ICICI Prudential, second is HDFC, and third is SBI Life. If we look at the embedded values of these companies, you can just note down. HDFC's embedded value is 26,600 crores, 26,600 crore. LIC's is embedded value is 5.40 lakh crore. How many times? More than 20 times. SBI's is 33,390 crores, and ICICI's is 29,106 crores. While LIC's is, as I said, 540,000 crores. There is something called as multiple. The multiple is what is the market capitalization based on the embedded value. That multiple, it is multiplied, means embedded value is multiplied by that multiple to arrive at market cap. HDFC's multiple is about 4.7 and the market capitalization is 1,40,000 crores. And SBI's multiple is around 3 and the market cap is 1,15,000 crores. And ICICI's multiple is again around 3 and the market cap is coming to 88,528 crores. While LIC's market capitalization, as I said, will come to about 12 lakh crores with a multiple of 2.22. So when these 3 private insurance listed companies multiple is between 2.7 to 5 or 2.7 to 4.7 to be precise, LIC's multiple is worked out at 2.25, which is much less than the multiple of these private listed life insurance companies. From that view as well, this multiple is, in my opinion, properly worked out. It's not unnecessarily inflated. properly worked out. Why I'm saying this? Because why the multiple of HDFC is higher? Because their product mix is different. LIC's product mix is different from the product mix of these private insurance companies. We have been selling single premium policies. We have been selling with profit policies. We are not into ULIP. While in case of these companies, almost 20 to 40% of their business comes from ULIP policies. What is the advantage for them? The risk is not on their head, but the risk of investment and return is on the shoulders of the policyholders themselves. So obviously they don't need higher solvency margin for that, as well as their multiple goes up. So that has also been factored in while working out these figures of multiple. So from that perspective as well, I am of a view that the share price of LIC is properly worked out, and going forward, the issue should get oversubscribed. Is it easy to get it oversubscribed? In my opinion, no. We have to make a lot of efforts. We means LIC, government, agents, everybody in the process who wants to support the listing of LIC has to make a lot of efforts to see that the issue gets oversubscribed. How many demat accounts are there as of now? About 9 crore demat accounts are there. By and large, in case of IPO, about 3 to 4% of those who have got demat accounts, they only subscribe to the IPO, not more than that. General understanding. Now here, unless our out of 9 lakh, at least 20 lakh contribute 1 lakh. Important figures. At least 20 lakh contribute 1 lakh each. 20,000 crores will not come from the retailers. You know that 35% is reserved for, not reserved, but allocated to retailers. 35% of 60 or 65,000 crores is coming to 22,000 crores. Means out of 9 lakh demat accounts, at least 20 lakh people should contribute at least 1 lakh each. If 40 lakh are contributing, then it should be 50,000 at least. So on and so forth. We can do mathematics based on that. But what I mean is, if we have to raise 20,000 crores, it has not been raised from the retail segment anytime in the past. So that is why I say it is a big challenge. If 22,000 crores is to be raised from the retailers, means investors like you and me, then it's a Herculean task. At least 20 lakh demat account holders should put in at least 1 lakh rupees in this IPO at the time of offer price. So this is something which is where your role comes. Now, if we have got, see, we have got 13 lakh agents, LIC has got 13 lakh agents. And even if professional agents like you are, say, 1 lakh, you have to see that every agent ensures that at least 4 or 5 of your clients, they subscribe to this issue to the extent of at least 1 lakh. Then only the issue will get oversubscribed. And bear it in mind, if the issue doesn't get oversubscribed, it's a shame on us, it's a shame on government, it's a shame on LIC. It's a Herculean task. So everybody of us who loves this organization has to see that the issue gets oversubscribed. 1. Not easy, I again repeat. How do we convince? As I have explained to you, 1, it is properly priced. 2, there is no over-ambitious target of the government to raise 1 lakh crore or 2 lakh crores on the market. And 3rd is, you might have observed that many companies which were to come out in IPO, for IPO in the month of March, have kept it on hold because they know that when LIC is such a big IPO of such a reputed company is coming, probably we may be in trouble. So this is going to be probably one of the few IPOs that will come in the month of March. So people have got money, they want to invest, but see that they invest in this equity in good number and in good amount. As far as employees are concerned, I have made my calculations. Employees quota, which is kept at 5%, in my opinion, was not required to be kept at 5%. Even 1% would have been enough, because 4%, which in my opinion is going to be excess, will get again transferred to the retailers. Means as against 35%, probably 39% will come from the retailers. The employees will definitely get 100% of their applications, because as it is 5% is more than enough kept for them. So whatever number they apply, but then there is a limit that they cannot apply for more than 2 lakh amount. Means if the share is going to be for 2,000, let us make rough calculations, then maximum 100 shares they can apply, or maybe 110 shares they can apply. Not more than 2 lakh amount they can subscribe. This is the limit for policyholders as well. Means they also cannot subscribe for more than 100 shares. So policyholders quota has to be exhausted. It will get exhausted. There is a possibility that it will be oversubscribed, because as it is 10% quota is only reserved. But we have to ensure that more than 10% is applied by our policyholders, our friends and relatives. Thereby, the general issue gets oversubscribed. So this is one responsibility on us. Anything else? I don't have anything to tell you beyond this. If you have any questions on this IPO, I will not reply to the basic question like, was it necessary for government to come out with IPO? Or as I said, this is you can call it a fait accompli or whatever it is. The government wants to unlock the value from its equity, and government has done. It will not impact the rights and privileges of the employees, because we have seen in the past, about 28, 29 years back, SBI also was listed for the first time. Now 28 years are over. Now government is holding hardly 60-61% of its holding in SBI. But we know that, and we have seen that the employees' rights and privileges are not reduced even by a whisker. So employees need not worry about it. They will continue to have all their rights and privileges unabated, even if the listing happens. As far as LIC's working is concerned, probably there will be more transparency and Pushpalata, do I have 5 minutes, or we will stop?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have, sir.
Okay. One actually allegation which is often made on LIC, that government directs LIC to help the government companies by subscribing to their shares. Bailout is a phrase which is used. The government, LIC has bailed out ONGC, bailed out so many companies. Government puts a pressure on LIC. Now, see, I don't support that view, because I know the working of LIC cannot it cannot bail out any such company unless it has cash, because that for putting money in the equity market, you need so much of cash. Unless you have got 5,000-6,000 crores cash ready for bailing out somebody, you cannot bail out even if there is a directive from government. Whether government gives directive or not, let us keep it slightly aside. Suppose government gives directive. Going forward, there will be a safety wall available for LIC top officials to say that, I'm sorry, we have got, investment committee has given us a note that this is not a share which should be subscribed. And there is audit committee where independent directors are there. The chairman of the audit committee is generally the independent director. He may question me as to why did we subscribe to this share. So going forward, even if government has got, let us presume, that pressurizes LIC for bailing out certain companies, going forward, there will be a safety wall available to the chairman and the top management that, sorry, we cannot do it because we may be questioned. Second advantage is there will be more transparency, because I have said it in the past as well, that Even a common policyholder, common shareholder like you and me will have a right to raise his hand in the annual general meeting to question the management or the chairman of LIC that why is it that you have invested in this company when the share is at loss, or for anything which comes to our mind, or why is it that your term insurance premium is so high as against other insurance company. What I mean is there will be a forum for each one of us to question the top management, and that is what I call as more transparency. And this is each one of us have been very loyal to our institution, but we have got a chance not to be just loyal, but to be owner of the institution. So going forward, we have got a privilege to become owner of LIC. Right now, we were policyholders, we were agents, we were loyal employees or loyal agents. But going forward, we have got a chance to become owner of LIC. And I think that is one thing which we should not miss. Anyway, that's all from my side. Thank you very much. If you have any questions in the chat box which has come, you can Pushpalata scrutinize and ask me.
Yes, sir. It is there in the chat box. Would you like me to read it out for you, sir?
If you have scrutinized them, means what should be asked and what not to be asked.
One of my customers has been to UK. He will stay for 5 to 6 months. Can he apply is one question. Basic questions, I think. Huh?
No. Basic in the sense. I think after my talk, there is Motilal Oswal person who is going to.
Yeah, he will answer those.
Let us, so that he will give authentic reply and it will be understood better.
So each and every policy has to be linked with the PAN is the question.
Only one policy.
Yes.
Only one policy.
Okay.
You should be a policyholder, means even if you have got 10 policies, what is required that at least one policy should have a PAN linked to it.
Okay. Somebody has asked, more than 2 lakh can be done under non-reserved category.
Yes. You can also apply under non-reserved category. As a policyholders category, you can apply only to the extent of 2 lakhs. In addition to that, whatever you want, you can subscribe in retailer category or non-reserved category.
Okay. Can an NRI apply is another question.
No, NRI cannot apply.
Okay, sir. What may be the post effect of IPO? Basic question for an agent.
Yeah. I don't think you will have any problem because, see, actually, you just think of this is one government company which even after 21 years of opening up of the sector is not only maintaining its market share, continues to be number one on so many counts. Number of policies, life fund, market share, you name it, and it is there. Holding more than 60 to 65% market share after 21 years is not a joke. We have seen in the past when telecom was opened, what is the situation of MTNL and BSNL? When entertainment industry and media was opened, what is the situation of Doordarshan and All India Radio? We have seen when private banks started operating, what is the market share of SBI, which is still at 22%, but which used to be more than 50% at once upon a time. In just 20-30 years, it has come down drastically to 22%. But this is one unique example. I think management gurus must study this as to how and why LIC, which was fully owned by government, is still, despite 20-21 years of opening up of the sector, is still a market leader, and market leader by leaps and bounds. The gap between number 1 and number 2 is over 50%.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this is really credible. So you don't have to worry about it. Business will continue as it is. Government has made it clear that Section 37 will not be revoked. So you will continue to have, policyholders will continue to have government guarantee for their policies.
Dear friends, please put your questions in the chat box. We will not be allowing direct questions because we lose a lot of time in that. Sir, there is one more question. How about LIC housing finance and LIC mutual fund sectors? Is it a part of LIC IPO?
No, their employees will not be considered as LIC employees. If they are holding policies, obviously they can get from their policyholders quota, but they are not. And going forward, like LIC HFL is already listed. LIC is holding about 40 to 42% in that. LIC will continue to hold that. LIC mutual fund, again, if I'm right, about 50% is held by LIC, less than 50%. The LIC will continue to hold that, is my view.
Sir, another question is, given your vast experience, what approximate amount do you think the IPO is going to get listed at?
Oh my God, this is wild thinking. I am personally of a view that if it gets oversubscribed, it will definitely get listed at least 20% above the offer price. But it should get oversubscribed. It should get oversubscribed.
Thank you, sir, for that answer. What is the minimum and maximum amount to invest in IPO? Somebody is asking this.
There will be a lot of 7. So generally 7 shares will have one lot. Suppose 2,000 means 14,000 rupees minimum you will have to invest. Lot of 7 in the multiples of 7. This one. Pushpalata, I want to make it clear here. Friends, do not advise that if the price goes up when it is listed by 20%, you book profit.
Yes, correct, sir. Correct. You should not advise that.
If at all you are into stock market, you should have at least 3 to 5 years horizon for generating sufficient amount of money. We have seen that these 3 private insurance company shares which have been listed, what return they have given in 5 years. HDFC Life, offer price was 290, just note down. The share price as on 17/2 was 592. From 290 to 592. It has just a phenomenal increase. In the last 3 years, the share price has gone up by 65% in just last 3 years. For ICICI, the offer price was 334 and price as on 17th of February, which I have, is 517.90. In 3 years, it has given an increase of 71%. SBI Life, which was at 700, when it was offered at 700, its share price was 1126. And in the last 3 years, it has given an increase of 98%. So this is what is the beauty of insurance company shares, that as you stay on longer, locked into shares of insurance companies, you get more benefit. Just see that in 3 years, SBI Life has given a return of more than 30%, annualized return of more than 25%. So do not advise the clients that you put money and tomorrow when the share price will go up to 2,500, you withdraw. No, you always advise them that you keep it for at least 3 to 5 years horizon.
Actually, I tell them that this is your future. You just keep it for your children. Don't touch it.
Nothing like that. But the horizon has to be minimum 3 to 5 years.
Yes. I think that's what our agents will advise. Generally, we advise long-term perspective. So same thing will apply to the shares also.
Right.
So somebody has asked, can I apply twice? Agent quota 2 lakhs. There is
Agent
no
quota is not 2 lakhs.
Huh.
If agent has got a policy, he can apply from policyholders quota 2 lakhs. And he can also apply in open category.
Open category.
Yes.
This is Mr. Kirit. I think your question has been answered. Mr. Kirit Singada has asked this question.
Oh, okay. Kirit, don't ask 2 lakhs. It should be 2 crore for you.
Yes, in future, agent could be accommodated in employee category in 5% reservation.
We don't know. We don't know.
Sir, why reserve and surplus is so low at 229 crores only? I don't know where they got this figure.
No, I don't have idea about these figures.
2,285 crores surplus only.
No, I don't have any idea of where from he got this figure.
Even
the share price, the capital, which was 100 crores, 5 crores to 100 crores, everybody knows about it. From 100 crores, now it has gone up to about 6,600 crores.
I think, friends, most of the questions has been answered. Sir, can I get agent apply with discount category?
Agents do not have discount.
Discount. Why profit is shown as 1,504 crores is shown in the draft red herring prospectus.
I do not offhand remember where from he has taken this figure. But you all know that 5% profit which used to go to government used to be about 2,500, 2,600 crores. 5%.
Yes,
Because every year we used to give dividend of around 2,600 crores to government.
So the one more question is the policy holder. He has to be a policy holder by February 13th.
28th.
28th. Okay.
28th February, his policy should be linked to the PAN. Policies which are issued, completed as on 28th of February, if they are linked to PAN, all these policyholders will also be eligible under policyholders quota.
That is the newcomers, new policyholders.
Even new policyholders, yes. But linkage to PAN is a must.
Here is your market, friends. This is what I was talking about. We have another a few days left. You can go ahead and do your marketing. Any new people who don't have the policies, you can sell them just by quoting that they get a chance to apply for the IPO. Isn't it, sir? Am I right, sir?
You are absolutely right, but the policy should get completed before 28th of March, on or before 28th of March, and the policy should be linked to PAN.
Yes, sir. I think if there are any other questions, they have to put it in the, what about retired people? There is a question.
Retired employees are not considered as employees. They will have to apply under policyholders category or from general category.
NRI cannot apply, isn't it, sir?
No, NRI cannot apply. Similarly, PMJJBY policyholders, since they are coming under group policy, they are not eligible to apply under policyholders category. This clarification was issued later.
Okay. After the IPO, will there be any impact on the LIC housing finance sector or mutual fund? Is another question.
I don't think.
Can we apply in all the three categories? Is another person?
Yes. An employee can apply under employee category. He can apply under policyholder category. He can also apply under open category.
Sir, how many members of a family may apply? If all family members have separate policies, all can apply.
Everybody can apply who has got a separate demat account and separate PAN and a separate policy linked to PAN linked to the policy. Everybody
minors they cannot apply. In minors quota, they cannot apply. If there's a minors policy, they cannot apply, isn't it, sir?
If there is a
policy on minors name, they can't apply.
Minor, no. But then even if a policy is lapsed, but it is in the books, means it is not surrendered, there is no death claim. They also can apply, but they should get their PAN linked to their policy, even if it is lapsed.
Okay, that's a very good news, sir. I think agent friends, you please use all these information that is coming to you. And is it possible that a policyholder's quota, whoever will apply, will they surely get an allotment? Is another question.
If at all there is no oversubscription under that category, but in my opinion, it will get oversubscribed.
Okay, what about what is it? Bandhana, PMY and health policies. Is that recognized?
PM Vaya Bandhan Yojana, people can apply under policyholders category. But JJBY, Jeevan Jyot, this Bima Yojana, which is a group insurance policy, 330 rupees premium. They are not considered as individual policyholders, hence they will not be able to apply under policyholders category.
So, dear friends, I think all your questions have been taken up. What if the policy is maturing on 28? Somebody is asking, can they apply?
Very ticklish question. I'm not quite sure. Actually, technically, if the policy has already matured, then you advise him to take one policy before 28th of February, so that he will have one more policy which will be in force on the date of allotment.
Exactly. This is Uday Kumar asking. I think he can take one more policy.
He can take one more policy, yes.
Will there be any revamping in LIC administration?
There should be, because what happens, when independent directors are on the board, they will keep questioning about our servicing or lack of it, about products that we have. Why is it that we are not into ULIP, or how is it that we can professionalize our agents more? what way we should be better than others. So these questions will come up in the board discussions. Now it is all internal, you know. We pat our back, everybody, well done, nothing beyond that. So there will be questions asked, which is good.
Any age criteria, sir?
No age criteria. But a minor cannot have demat account. You can get it clarified from
And we
Motilal
can't
Oswal.
apply in his name also.
So that is why you cannot apply in his name.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was really enlightening to listen to you, and as usual, it was all the questions you have so patiently answered, sir. If, dear friends, you have any more further questions, you can ask to Motilal Oswal, and we would like you to stay back, sir, if you are comfortable only.
Well, I will stay back.
Thank you so much, sir.
You can mute me.
Thank you, sir.